The time has passed when one could argue whether Putin and his regime have an ideology or whether it is simply a corrupt autocracy extending its rule indefinitely. Putin has a mission and accordingly an ideology. This is an ultra-right, ultra-conservative ideology combining Russian messianism, nationalism, and at the same time imperial feelings and ideas. And it has deep roots in Russian history in so-called Russian idea. The ideology of Vladimir Putin and his regime has entered the stage of formalization. The special operation accelerated the process of systematizing the main ideological blocks, because the reality that emerged demanded justification and explanation. The necessary words were found. Now there is a presidential decree with a list of traditional spiritual and moral values, and a unified textbooks for schools and universities, history books, and so-called fundamentals of Russian statehood for universities. The new version of the dominant worldview is a reworked and adapted to modern reality Russian idea, rooted in 19th and 20th centuries. The theory of official nationality of Count Uvarov, the teachings of the Slavophiles, Stalin's imperial ideology, but also the ideological eclecticism of nationalist currents of 1960s and 1970s. Now, a certain type of political regime corresponds to a certain model of explaining reality. The invention, production, and implementation of this de facto state ideology becomes a separate industry involving schools and universities, television, the press and the internet, teachers and university professors, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, the Russian Orthodox Church and the Ministry of Culture. These agencies are equal to the law enforcement bodies. The monopoly of the state on violence is complemented by a monopoly on the brains and souls of Russians.